Well, I was going to leave that on just a blank screen for a little while there, but I thought you'd all think there was something wrong. You'd be playing with your aerials and sticking your finger in the hole and finding out what's wrong with it. Oh, we used to do that back in the day, didn't we? Can't do it now. I'm not on my own, am I, Ed? You used to stick your finger in the hole as well, didn't you?
No, we had to wind the telly up before we could. Wind the
telly up?
Yeah, it was a clockwork television that we had when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. And you know what? I think Andy was posh because I think he used to get a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger, and stick that in the back of the TV.
You're a television.
Hello, everyone. How are we?
Judy. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yes, I did.
How are we all doing?
Good. Dave. Certified coconut content.
Is Dave with us? He
is.
Is he now? I suppose I better see what everyone's saying. Answer. Hello, Benjamin, Martin, Josh. There he is, Josh. And then you're saying hello to each other. I'm not bothering that. Joe, hello. How are you, sir?
This is
More hellos to each other. Dave is certainly with us. Can he be asked to watch this? Oh, go on then. Well, if you can't be asked to watch this, if you cannot be asked during Pride Month, then you will never be asked at all, sir. Ben says A. Okay. Another Joe. Yo Council. Hello. Has Ed had spirit tan? He may well have done. Who knows? Sticky fingers in hole. What kind of show is this? Just you wait and see. TV. I was the remote. Oh goodness, we're already starting down that nostalgia train, aren't we? Has Ed had a spray tan? I highly doubt it. He might have done that. I won't speak for him. Ed, have you had a spray tan?
No. Why would I want to go and do something like that?
I didn't think so.
Spray tan.
Phil, hello. We've got Tim here as well. Hello, Tim. How you doing? And I won't go into it. I hope you're feeling a bit better, mate.
Spray tan and turkey
things are good. We've got hellos amongst you all. Good evening, Patrick. Oh, goodness. I've seen him in real life today, and now I'm seeing him. Well, I'm seeing his words on the screen, at least. Hello. I saw the "you beautiful man." I thought he's not talking to me. Keep this in the bedroom, guys. Well, I'm in mine.
I'm next to mine.
And there we are, caught up. I think that's the quickest I've ever managed to catch up on the chat.
That's all good.
Yeah,
here as well.
Now then, what are we going to start with tonight? Do we start with a topic, or do you want to start with the news?
We normally start with the news at the top, don't we?
We do. Do you want to?
Don't mind.
I'm thinking maybe we should break formula. I don't know.
Let's be wild.
In fact, let's break formula, and I will host it with my back to the screen.
There's breaking formula, and then there's being daft.
Everyone's just gone, oh my god, look at that ball patch.
That is an impressive ball patch.
Not as good as yours, sir. Not as good as yours.
I think mine's beyond a bald patch.
Well, I was going to say, it's not really a patch, though, is it? I mean...
No, it's not. No.
Cue ball.
It's, yeah, you're getting a monk spot.
But it's combining itself.
Yeah.
I'm not too long, Ed.
You know, if they made masks of the Cosmic Council, would anyone buy them? Masks.
Well, you know, if he goes to trouble.
Does Wolverine intentionally sort of like drop some mushrooms or something before he comes on here?
I do sometimes. He actually talks like this in real life.
Does he?
Yeah, when he comes and sees me on a Friday, sometimes he'll ask these stupid random questions, and I just look at him. I'm like, is he actually expecting an answer now?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can be as random as the next person. But sometimes I just think to myself, what?
You just have to apply the translation matrix. It's fine.
It's like a couple of eggs in a hanky.
No, I don't want to talk about that, to be honest with you, Joe. Well, it'll probably come up later, but yeah, I'm really not bothered. To be. Go on, then. We'll go with the news. Let's window. This one. see how well prepared I am, can't you?
I'm intrigued by the change-ups in Ed's shelve.
Right. Yeah.
Change-ups? What change-ups?
He's looking at your Diplodocus.
Yeah. It's a non-transforming Dinobot. It's quite confusing.
It's sludge.
It's not sludge. Sludge is a Brontosaurus.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Whatever.
Come on, get your sauropods right. You know.
You could wear the mask to rob a bank. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're
Try implicating me in that, yeah. TJ, hello. How you doing, my dear?
Hello, TJ.
Now that it's called
everybody knows
Brontosaurus,
Gareth's always prepared. Well,
because
there's
there were
different levels of preparedness. And I'm always sort of like, if this is the bottom, and this is super ready for everything, I'm normally about here. Yeah, so there's a level of preparedness there.
That's fair.
Because there was a while back when they stopped calling it a Brontosaurus and they started calling it a Patasaurus, but they've gone back to Brontosaurus again now.
Right. You see, I actually thought it was between Brontosaurus and Diplodocus, actually. I can remember, as a kid, everything was Diplodocus, or Diplodocus, and then everyone started... It was like, there's no such thing as a Diplodocus anymore, it's Brontosaurus. And I'm like,
No, Brontosaurids were a bit short, a bit smaller than
but
Diplodocus.
taller.
No, those are the Brachiosaurus.
It might have been them, actually. Then.
Brachiosaur.
I remember one of our dinosaurs is missing.
One of our
I love that film. I love that film. Gap, why are you not here? A film has been mentioned and I've seen it, and not only did I see it, but I liked it.
That's why he's not here.
the crane.
He's officially missed it now.
Most important tonight is just the toys. Okay. Patrick says, easy there, David Attenborough.
David Attenborough.
She's good. One of her videos, 215 views. Excellent. Brilliant.
2015.
Yes, I meant that. Yeah. To be honest with you, I was actually trying to get my brain to say a number because I was looking at that number and I was thinking the year.
Yes, I know what you mean. I thought that as well initially. I must admit, I went...
No, well done. Well done. Congratulations all around. All right, okay, then. Let's see if I can bring up the news. We will go there.
Might even know what that is, actually.
There. Right, let's see.
There we go.
Is that
There we are. So we've got,
86?
I believe it's Leader Class. It is the Studio Series 86. Megatron. Yes.
It's the same size as the Optimus Prime. Whatever.
Was that a Leader Class or was that a Commander Class? I thought they called that Commander Class because his trailer made him bigger.
I've no idea. But
This comes with no trailer.
It's the same scale. It's the same size as, when it's in robot mode, it's the same size as Studio Series.
I'm going to go with Leader.
I've no idea. Leader, I no idea. I don't know.
So yeah, he comes with that sword, which I don't remember seeing him use in the '86 movie, which this film is this figure is supposed to be based on.
It's when he cuts Prime's stomach open.
He does briefly use it.
Does he?
Yeah, he finds it on the floor and grabs it basically as a backup weapon because he's got nothing left.
All right, okay, I'll take it back then. I'll take it back. You guys obviously know far better than me on this one. But no, I certainly don't remember the anal bead part of it at the bottom.
That's to give the impression that it's igniting and it's
right.
I don't think it was that. I mean, it looked like a piece of scrap that he picked up, didn't it? It was a bit random as laser go, but it was a thing.
Oh well, fair enough. It comes with that anyway. It comes with that.
I think it comes with quite a few accessories. I think there'll probably be even a mace, I would have thought, in there.
Yeah, there's bound to be the mace.
I don't know if there is, to be fair. But he also, the biggest thing for me is it's Studio 86, so it's supposed to be exactly as it appears in the film. Yeah, not quite.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, I know that they keep saying, "Oh, we can't make toy guns." This toy company makes Nerf guns for a living. They sell better than their Transformers do. They can't make a gun, Megatron, apparently. And let's face it, if it was this one, once it's transformed, it's going to be this big. You're not going to be able to get your hand around it. So it wouldn't look like an actual Boom Boom.
I mean, to be fair, I mean
it's a nice tank, but it's not Megatron.
Yeah, I mean, I am, Megatron. I'm firmly in the camp that Megatron should be a gun. However, it's not an offensive looking alt mode. It looks
no.
The-
I'm thoroughly looking forward to the green and purple repaint.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. Yeah, the only
sword on the side of it. What's the point of that? It's not. An
that's not all. Can you not see what's on top of it?
It's not an official Megatron weapon.
No, you can not see what's on top of it.
It's got like a little gun mode, Megatron.
Yeah. So it actually comes with a gun, Megatron gun.
Right.
Yeah. The only thing that,
of course it does.
Yeah, the only thing that causes me pause is just the fusion cannon, the shape of it, which I understand why they've gone for that shape, is to make it suit better for when it's in tank mode. But there'll be the name of the company slips me, but there's a company that makes aftermarket accessories for these figures, so there'll be a more screen accurate fusion cannon.
Oh yeah, soon you'll just do a different one, won't there?
Yeah. Soon enough. So I mean, when the pre-order drops, I'm going to put a pre-order in for it. I'll be interested to, even if I just keep it a week or two, just have a little play about with, But yeah, it looks nice. I do have a pre-order in for the Studio Series Prime, but the knockoff one that comes with the trailer and all the accessories and stuff.
Right.
So. Cool. It's apparently you can get just the cab at the moment of it, and apparently it's the quality's far better. And I think the one with the trailer, I think when it's released, I think it's going to be something like 30 or 40 quid.
Oh wow!
And apparently it's supposed to be a lot better quality than the official one, and it comes with more accessories. So
now. Question.
Yes, it was Lord Malvada, and we have actually discussed that once or twice in the past.
Yes, yeah. Yes. Is that where his smaller gun turret is there? In the original toy, wasn't that horizontal next to his hip? Or am I imagining that?
the G1 toy, it came down and came round his front.
Yeah,
the toy, but not on the cartoon. It was always.
Was it always? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to think. It's been a while since.
Old friend 80s.
I mean, you could on the original G1 Megatron toy, you could swivel it round and have it pointing upwards. But you had to. It kind of it put a bit of stress on the bar that holds the right arm on. So it would shove the right arm up a bit like that. No.
Yeah, no, Siege Megatron was good. It was good. Have you seen the video of the cosplayer who's made a machine Nerf gun backpack full of... No, I haven't. Somebody wake Phil up, because he's fallen asleep. We're talking about Transformers. Just a thought. Joe, I don't think you've ever had a great idea. What if Cosmic Toys was a transformer? It'll probably turn into a house. So it'd turn from a shop into a house. Okay.
Or does he mean that if three of us have a combiner mode, it'll be a house?
I don't know. Devastator! Again, Studio Series 86. This is the combined Devastator mode. I weren't sure if they'd actually shown this before as the whole combined one, which is why I thought I'd put it on tonight.
No, I think this is the I think these images were just released today. I think. It
looks nice. It looks tasty.
When I first saw the image, I thought, have they released the image? Have they got some of the resolution and the aspect ratio of the picture mixed up? It looks a bit dumpy.
His legs look a little thin, don't they?
Short leg and wide of top.
He looks top heavy. Yeah.
No,
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Apparently, it just turns inside out. Are you talking about Cosmic Toys there, Dave?
But I mean, is that I mean, the thing is, I looked at that and I thought that seems like almost like a sort of an accurate kind of attempt at a G1 style Devastator.
They are, to be fair. I think that's kind of like the whole point of the Studio 86. It's to try and refer. They're supposed to be like classic toys that look how they look on screen.
Yeah,
that's the point, and I think this does that.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's aimed at and what it's to do, it's all right. I mean, it's a toy. It's not a collectible. It's a toy, and it's like it'll have lots of play value to it, and
TJ likes it.
If it's what you want and you like it and you pick it up, then yeah, good for you.
Junk in the trunk.
Yeah, there is a bit of baggage going off there. Yeah,
yeah, his belly's round the back, isn't it? Yeah, I don't mind it. I've got to be fair. I don't mind that.
Yeah,
I actually think that image is better than that
that's
one.
much better. That's much better.
Yeah,
definitely.
And don't worry, Phil. They're not all Transformers. There's other stuff to move on to. Missing links. Ed, I'm fairly sure you know what these are. It's the animated versions of what we've already got.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. What is the actual difference here? Is it just the face?
Yeah, they've got different face sculpts, and they'll be all painted. There's the toy versions that have been released previously. So the underneaths of the feet are black, the legs are black, the arms are all black.
Mario, hello.
The windows. Hi, Mario. And the windows and that are black on it. So they've just on these they've just put yellow painted highlights and red highlights. They've gone for the blue translucent windows, and then, like I said, the undersides of the feet are painted, and they've got the more cartoon accurate head sculpts, and then the weapons are non-chromed. So there's been a few comments on the socials about it. People, some complaining, some pointing out that they should have released these ones first and then released the toy versions, like what they did with the Missing Link Optimus Prime. But it's like, well, why?
The Missing Link Optimus Prime, they released them at the same time.
Yeah. You got both options.
The only difference was the animated version didn't come with the trailer.
No, it doesn't. No.
Sorry, I'm preaching to choir, aren't I?
Yeah, but no. Actually, no.
We've got an audience. They need to know.
No, there'll be people out there that they're not aware of that. So
Dave doesn't like them. They were cool in the day, but they look a bit pish now.
Well, the thing is,
Robert, hello.
They're a bit of a lost thing these days, I think, because they were pocket money toys.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing. I mean,
they do the core class figures now, which are supposed to be the pocket money toys, but they're now 10 or above. So it's like, are they really pocket money toys anymore? Oh, there goes the bounty. Coconut content, Dave. Coconut content.
Back in 1984, the mini-bots were $2.99. So it were a decent price.
SH Figure Arts here, they've. I find this one quite amusing because this was shared earlier on. I don't think it was today. I think it might have been yesterday or the day before. This will be the third time, I believe, that they've released Shenron because it always sells out. I've still got mine in the shop from last time, so if anyone wants one and can't be bothered waiting for this pre-order to land, hello. Moving on.
I like the arrangement of the stand that it's on. I like how they've utilised that.
Clever.
Yeah. It's clever. It's clever. It's clever. I had to bring this up. This blew my mind.
An Action Force.
Well, I think it looks that way because it's Blood Angels one, so everything's bright red, of course.
Mm-hmm.
If they're doing the Blood Angel, they'll do Ultramarine. They'll do all the other ones as well.
What scale is that going to be then?
It's 1/18.
Because their figures are big.
Exactly. Admittedly, the ones that you've seen me do video reviews of, they're bigger still because they're the Primarchs, so they're bigger than a Space Marine. But this is supposed to seat Space Marines, multiple thereof, I would imagine.
I've got one of those, and that's quite big.
Yeah, it's wow.
I mean, that's the. I mean, if that would fit in it, 3 3/4 inch figures, that would be. I could see Action Force collectors and customizers snapping that up, and
the thing is, yes, it will fit 3 3/4 inch figures.
Yeah,
because a human character in 118 would be 3 3/4 inches.
Right.
Space Marines are like 8-9 feet tall.
Yeah.
So the figures that are going to be going in it are actually going to be about 5 inches tall.
Right. Right. So
it's a size. It's a size.
Yeah, there might be some Action Force customizers that end up picking that one up then.
Yeah, it's nice as well. It's a nice looking model. I don't know what the price point's going to be on this yet. I've no idea, but it's tasty. And I think it kind of opens up the whole, we're doing vehicles now?
Yeah.
I pity anyone that collects Joy Toy Warhammer figures as a whole. I don't. I only collect the Primarchs. Yeah, and there's a certain couple of characters that I want to put with certain Primarchs. But yeah, if I was collecting Blood Angels, I would want one of these to go with my Blood Angels.
You're going to need a bigger shop.
House.
and
I'm already to bursting point now on the house. I'm getting in bother. I just want to catch up a little bit on the chat. Joe says, "One shall stand and one shall fall." Reminds me of the New Order video. What they do? Okay. Rock the Dragon. Okay, I thought it was Shenron. Last pocket money Transformers were bot. Oh, they really were pocket money. They were like £2.50, I think, £3. But there were also this.
And they're horrid.
Maybe I should start collecting Dragon Ball Super figures again, says Robert. Phil's awake now. We've moved on from Transformers. Ben likes the Shenron. I've got one on the shelf behind the counter. What would your wish be from Dragon? I've never seen a single episode, Joe. Ed, have you ever seen Dragon Ball?
No.
Andy, have you ever seen Dragon Ball?
I have.
Right, would you tell me what your wish would be from the Dragon Balls?
Not a lot.
There we are, moving on. This will be a beast. It certainly will.
Think about what happens if Popeye eats his spinach. That's basically Dragon Ball.
Oh, right, okay.
No, but he actually said, what would we wish for from Dragon Balls? So I don't know, maybe...
I'm assuming, because... Am I right in thinking there's 9 Dragon Balls?
I think if you collect them all, then you get an uber power-uppy whatever.
Oh, right, I assume by his question was that you collect them all and you get granted a wish or something.
Possibly. It's possible. Possible.
Dragon Ball Soup.
Did you see that
with some udon
video sent to you? Which one, Joe? You've sent me about 30 in the last 24 hours.
Oh, God.
Brad! Hello, Brad. We need you on here at some point. How are you doing, mate? Are you okay? It's been too long. Far too long.
Brad.
Excelsior.
So, when you're moving to Buckingham Palace for 3, yeah. Either that or I'm going to have a barn built outside.
He's actually got a secret underground network under Dewsbury.
No. I'm getting bored of collecting Transformers. Not that many I need now. Well, does that mean you're going to end up all in my shop with them? Did you like the video messenger, The Traitor? You're assuming that I watch these videos, Joe. Oh, there's 7 Dragon Balls, not 9. There we go. There we go. In Wales, we build houses from Dragon Balls. I can hear you saying it. Is that bad? 7. Okay, fair enough. I get it. There's 7.
There are fossils in mine.
The movie trailer?
Parents' house in Wales.
For what movie? And Dragon Ball summons Shenron and he gives you a wish. There we go. There we go. It's a mix, isn't it? It's a mix of the dragon and the wish.
Summoning.
We got up, yeah.
Thing. Cool.
I had, but then people started shouting out to each other. Use Martin's mansion. Right, okay, hot toys. There had to be some hot toys in there, didn't there? And there was no way, I know this has been out before, but there was no way I was not going to share this one, because it is, if something like this can be called gorgeous, this is gorgeous. It's all spikes and fishnet stockings. It's amazing. You know, who wouldn't want spikes and fishnet stockings?
It's the original and best Predator.
Let's see if I can make that any bigger. I can't, can I? No. Yes, it is. It is. There's people complaining that this has been out before and they still haven't improved it. It looks good enough to me.
Does it come with an alternate head, so it's got the mask?
Oh, does it come with an alternate head?
The mask is down the bottom there.
There we go. That's what you want.
Woof.
So yeah, that's a bit of a fuzzy picture, actually, that, isn't it? Hot Toys, you can do better. I'll stretch it out again. It comes with the alternate mask as well, the original concept design, which I believe is called Gort.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. But there's two versions coming out. The deluxe version comes with the multiple heads. I believe that the standard version comes with just one head and just one mask.
I think they changed the. I believe they changed the design of the costume relatively late on, because the original one didn't give them enough mobility.
It looked like a long-necked lizard. Did the original Predator design?
It was also designed to fit Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The original costume, but that one there, that was Kevin Peter Hall that was in that costume.
Yeah.
You may remember him from such films as Bigfoot and the Henderson.
Indeed.
The adventures of
another second film of the night to be mentioned, and I've seen it, and I remember liking it as a child.
Oh, Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Yes. Well, Harry and the Hendersons.
Well, no. Over here, it was called Bigfoot and the Hendersons. It was in America. It was called Harry and the Hendersons.
I believe when they brought it out on VHS, though, it was called Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, they changed it. Yeah, they changed it when they brought it out. Well, no, the first VHS release over here was Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, because I did have it. I did have it on video.
And just to keep this on topic for Phil, because we know he's such a big Transformers fan, Phil, did you know that the voice behind the Predator was Peter Cullen, who did the voice for Optimus Prime?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell are you?
Sorry, I'm moving on.
Yeah, no.
I believe this is Spin Masters who are bringing these out, and they're jumping on that. Well, they've heavily jumped on that bandwagon of retro action figures. You know, like the reaction figures from Super 7 and the retro collection Star Wars figures and everything. Well, these are the first ones that I've looked at and I've been really impressed with. I think it's fantastic that they're doing these as a wave.
I mean, they're nice. They're just 40-odd years too late.
Totally agree. But,
middle bottom Superman 2, isn't it?
Yeah, it's General Zod.
Yeah.
Was he in Superman the movie, though?
Yes. He's in at the beginning of Superman.
Oh, is that when he gets imprisoned?
Yes, the trial of General Zod.
Okay. All right, I'll let them off.
Of course.
I've been meaning to rewatch them for ages, actually.
But no,
because it starts with the trial, because that's when Jor-El banishes them to the Phantom Zone.
Indeed.
Because the way that Superman was originally done was Superman and Superman 2 were filmed at the same time.
Hello, Kat. How are you?
However, pretty much towards the end of filming or thereabouts, the Salkins fell out with Donna and sacked him. So then they ended up having to bring Dick Lester in, and so that's why there's such a disparity between the first movie and the second movie. You know, like tonally.
Yeah.
You know, like the second movie is more comedic. It's more in the vein of like the Three Musketeers. You know, with Michael. So then that's why a few years ago you had the Richard Donner cut released, you know, on DVD.
Oh, right, okay.
Because the end of Superman where he flies around the Earth to turn back time and that.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the ending of Superman 2.
I did not know any of that. But I mean, it's funny, though, because often when I've been thinking about sort of franchises, You know, the really sort of big multi-film ones. I mean, obviously Superman's right up there, and yet it seems to be a bit quieter these days somehow. It's odd, isn't it? But when you think about I just want
to jump on this because Ed's now mentioned Superman, Superman 2, and the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2. So while I'm on a roll, I've seen Superman, the movie, I've seen Superman 2, and I've seen the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2. So if Gap does watch this back at a later point, look at all these films I've actually seen.
Indeed.
Gareth's on a bacon roll with lettuce and tomato.
Yeah, the cards are nice. I'm not sure if I find it a little lazy they've used the same one for each of them, but I'll forgive it because it's such fantastic artwork.
Yeah, it's branding, isn't it? They've gone for branding.
The only other ones I can think of that they did were the Batman Forever ones. And the packaging they used for those were very similar to the Kenner packaging for the Batman Forever toy line. So to see this, where they're actually using sort of like the movie poster, I'm all for it. I really like it.
You will believe a toy can fly.
Yeah. I forgot what this is called. It's a G.I. Joe. It's a missile, blah, 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 blah. And it comes with Colonel Hawk, is it?
Right.
I think it's Colonel Hawk. I figured that this actually looked to me more like that Action Force thing that you can get that connects onto the back of the...
It is. That's what it is.
Is that what it is? I thought so. So. Neither Action Force nor G.I. Joe are my thing. But I looked at this and I thought that... I know it's G.I. Joe, but it looks like Action Force to me. I'm going to show it tonight.
Yeah. It's what hooks up to the back of the Jeep.
Yeah, I thought
obviously for Action Force they did it in black, to match the Panther. I think is it?
Right. Yeah, the SAS one. Yeah,
it's what?
Is it an SAS one?
Yeah, it's the SAS one. Yeah. It's the SAS Panther, and I think what it's Striker or Stalker. I think or something. I think it was called. But in the G.I. Joe line, it was green in the G.I. Joe line. But like I said, for Action Force, they did it in black.
But no, I thought it was quite nice. To be fair, I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, had to be shown. More Hot Toys.
Okay.
I don't like this character.
No,
I don't like this, but I've got to say,
good likeness,
decent figure. You know, as the figures go, it looks good. Which, considering one I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes, it's saying something.
No,
I like this. I don't know if I used one of the images, but there is one of her stood next to Balin. And as soon as I saw that, I was just like, we're not going to see him again, are we?
She's got that look on her face as though she's saying, like, really, I'm actually like a Sith, Yeah.
This is the other one.
Who's that supposed to be?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's nice that they're doing James Bond because it means that we might get a Connery or a Moore or a Dalton or a Brosnan, but I think something went wrong with his face.
I think something went wrong with his movies.
Well, they became Jason Bourne movies. They're not actually getting any bigger when I shrink it down, are they?
Can you zoom in? Control plus? Or control and scroll your mouse roller?
No. No, I might be able to make that one a bit better. There, that's that there. Yeah, I'm not impressed with this.
The nose isn't quite... The nose looks too bulbous. Not that I know him very well, but...
It's the eyes.
It's
the eyes.
The hair's all right, but...
What's people saying?
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I think it's a good thing that Hot Toys have now got, like, the license.
I think I do. I think I don't. Went with the Panther, got both. There we go then. Just watched the G.I. movie, or the animated one. Okay, cool. Jam with or without seeds? Without, you dirty...
Isn't that jelly or something?
Jam and peanut butter. No, thank you.
No, you need seed jam.
Do you like seeded jam, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you dirty...
Yeah, because normally when you get seeded jam, it means that you've actually got lumps of fruit in there as well.
Fair enough.
Rather than just pureed chemicals.
Looks like Putin.
Little bit. Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it. Just having a good Gareth or Andy could be James. No, I can't even walk at the moment, let alone run and chase people. I need a bloody good stunt double.
I can barely chase down a small white dog. I don't think you want me chasing important, nasty villains about to spread
close up there
weapons.
And yeah, I'm not buying it. I think it's worth buying the figure to take the head off and stick a Roger Moore or a Sean Connery head on the body. And again, another one. And I wasn't all for this in the show, to be honest with you. I certainly don't like the toy. Well, it's not a toy, is it? I'm there for Rex. I want that Rex. I'll have that.
She never really looked like that in Clone Wars either.
This is from the Ahsoka series. As a flashback, isn't it?
The Ahsoka series. Yes, I know, but I'm saying in Clone Wars, the cartoon, she didn't look like that when she was little Ahsoka.
No, she didn't. Yeah.
Bit random.
Yeah. Yeah, golden boot. Oh, thanks. Yeah, you're lovely, aren't you? Do you want me to find one that I can say looks like you? Yeah, I'm not impressed. Now, our friends over at Nema have got something out. They're taking pre-orders at the moment for Galaxy Quest. It had to be mentioned, didn't it? It had to be mentioned. Yeah, so you get Tim Allen. You get Sigourney Weaver with the biggest boobs that she's ever had in her entire career. And a wig that just doesn't suit her, but there we are. I've just noticed, actually, the figure's got longer hair than she has.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. But, I think it's just nice to have something like this. And it's got the big bad guy. So that's wave one, are those three figures. Because he tends to do his waves in threes, doesn't he? So, yeah. Nick, bit of free promotion there for you, mate. Everyone's still calling out for the Blake 7 ones, though, so pull your finger out. And I think... Is that everything that I've got for them? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Yeah, there's more from Nema. We've got a full set there. They look quite cool. They're also going back to Chapman. These are going to be in their Pocket Horror series. So, yeah, they've got 4 new Trapdoor figures coming out, I think. Or I think these might actually be not reissues, but offered again versions of figures that they've done in the past. I'm not sure, though. NECA. I like these.
Monster Mayhem.
Yeah, I think these are brilliant. Blind box, though. So it's... Usually your figures come in the big box with loads and loads of accessories. This one, it's just one figure. It don't have loads of heads. I think it might come with one accessory a piece. And they're going to be blind boxed at around about 20 to 25 quid. But that said, in a box of 12, you get 2 each of all but 2 of them. And then those 2, you'll get 3 of one and 1 of another. So the one of them's a chase and one of them's a little bit more common.
Okay.
Yeah?
Well, interesting experiment for them, if nothing else, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't think there's another character they can do it with because all the rest of the characters are going to be too tall to make it a viable thing because they'd be more expensive, wouldn't they?
Got you. So these are like 3/4 size, yeah.
Yeah. I like them. I think that I might be offering them opened, though, so people can choose what they want.
Oh, where's the fun in that, Gareth?
Where's the fun in spending 50 quid and getting 2 figures the same?
Yeah, if only there was some sort of community or something where people could arrange exchanges.
Oh, yeah, we could offer swaps. But I think they're absolutely fantastic. I mean, to be honest with you, that one looks like someone you might meet on the street, doesn't it?
I believe you were wishing to liken Joe to somebody. This might be your opportunity, Gareth.
Josh, I was thinking of you, sir. I was thinking of you. There's another one. What a body he's got. Can you see that underneath there? I wish I had a body like that. I never expected Chucky to ever have that kind of physique. Like, wow. What a chest. And where's his jaw gone? So they are all very different. I'll give him that. Hannibal chucked her. That one's interesting. This one actually, to me, verges on one of those. It's like, is that a little bit too much? For a toy? That's a little bit gruesome, is that?
A little bit.
Obviously, there's got to be a bog standard one, hasn't there? That'll probably be the one you get 3 of.
Just because.
Yeah, that'll be the one you get 3 of. Marvel Legends. Not often I show Marvel Legends on here, but obviously Fantastic Four's coming out. They expect it to be big. Marvel, I'll give you a little bit of free promotion here. I'd never do it. I don't know why I'm doing it, but here we go. I look forward to seeing these discounted, like they will be. But I will say I think they look like good figures.
Yeah.
They're not bad figures.
They'll photograph well as well with that sort of...
Yeah. I mean, I know that's supposed to be Pedro Pascal, and I see where they're trying to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it could be his brother. Yeah. I couldn't tell you the actress who's playing Sue Storm. I don't know her.
No, I don't either, I don't think.
No. And I don't know his name, but it's Eddie Munson from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Who's playing Johnny Storm. The Thing looks incredible.
That's a good thing, likeness. And the thing is, for him, it doesn't matter about the joints and stuff because it's the Thing.
Yeah, exactly. That head. They've really got the head right on this. I'll give them credit where it's due.
Like a proper 60s style Thing head, that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a Kirby head, is that? It's definitely a Jack Kirby
big
head.
Eyebrows, yeah.
Yeah, okay, never mind that one. And obviously there has to... Okay. Female Silver Surfer, because it's 2025.
It's not unheard of, I don't think, actually, in fairness, in the comics. He did have
it's not unheard of. She was in it for a very brief time because Silver Surfer packed it in, and then when he realised they got his wife to do it, it was like, okay, then I'll do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, he does have more than one Herald, yeah.
Yeah, but come on, you're making a film, you're putting Silver Surfer in it, everyone wants the Silver Surfer, not his backup. And yeah, obviously the flame on Johnny Storm because they want to get 2 figures out of that mould. Doctor Who.
Let's move on,
At least we can celebrate at the end of an era, can't we? So, Barbie. This is a Barbie.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, they have to do the companion to go with it. What would be interesting, I would have thought, is if they did Barbie and Ken. Strangely enough, he played Ken, didn't he, in the film?
Oh, was he? Was he one of the Kens, was he?
Yeah, he was one of the Kens. Yeah, okay. Okay. I like the trainers.
You're searching for the positive, ladies and gentlemen. You're searching for the positive.
Yeah, the trainers look cool. Yeah. They're not quite as cool. Ed, you've missed all the best stuff.
Have I really?
Yeah, Doctor Who Barbies.
There was some good stuff.
So disappointed. I can hardly contain myself.
Now, I'm not sure that even if I liked this iteration of Doctor Who and I was madly collecting everything related to it, I'm not sure I would want to pay $71.99 per doll for these.
How much? What?
Right. Given the fact that this latest incarnation of Doctor Who has literally had nobody watching it.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Dave and his daughter watches it, and they make up 20% of the audience.
Yeah. Who are these aimed at? Yeah. Who are these toys aimed at? Who would want to buy these? Yeah.
At $71.99.
So
not kids.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. These past two series of Doctor Who that we've just had have killed it after 60 years. You know, it was in its death throes when Jodie Whittaker took over, and it's now an ex show. It is deceased. It is shuffled off this mortal coil. It's just awful. Why? Well, we know why, but it's just and like I say, it's 70 quid. It's just like. No.
I'd want it to come with a working
I answered you earlier. Yes, I think I have Sunstorm. No, I don't think I have Acid Storm.
But no, I wouldn't. No, I just... I mean, like I say...
You think Nima use licensed? They don't have licenses. They don't do licenses. That's why they have such short runs.
Yeah. I mean, like everything, you know, I'm sure there are people out there that will buy them and enjoy them, and good luck to them. You know, I hope they're happy with them, but I can't see it being very popular. I can see these being on the reduced section or for sale section quite soon.
To be honest with you, I don't necessarily know that. I think that they may not get there because I think they're going to be made in very limited numbers.
Right.
Which would have been a brilliant segue for what tonight's topic was going to be. But it's not going to be tonight's topic. That'll be next time's now. I think these are going to be quite low production runs. I got a good idea. I should make an unboxing video of myself. Myself.
I mean, there won't be... I can't see happening with these what happened with the Stevie Nicks ones.
No.
You know, with people buying them, sitting on them, and then trying to sell them on at extortionate prices.
I did chuckle because there was someone, when these were announced, I saw it pop up on socials, and straight away people were trying to tear them to shreds. And it does feel a little bit weird. I mean, I'm on this side, I suppose, but it is a little bit strange watching a load of grown men lambasting a couple of Barbie dolls.
You know what I mean? As well.
Having presumably bought some.
You see the little strange, and someone came in to try and fight the corner, you know, saying that these will be just like all the others. They will sell out and they'll be worth a fortune on the aftermarket. You try getting a 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. Try getting a Jodie Whittaker Barbie doll now. They're costing you 4, 5, 6 times the amount that they were originally costing. So I'm like, really? Are they? So I went and had a look. No. People are struggling to get retail price for them. There's one at £275 on eBay. Keeps getting relisted, and that's actually signed by Jodie Whittaker,
right,
with a message.
Yeah.
So you would expect that to be quite valuable.
Too expensive.
I mean, it's probably going to be. I mean, I can see die-hard, total and utter die-hard Doctor Who fans may pick them up.
Yeah.
But you like
stuff up.
I can't see. You know, and maybe like.
Of course you do, Dave.
You know, like the. Young girls that like Doctor Who, you know, might through Pester Power might be able to get, but I can't see boys. But I mean, what boy will want to buy a Barbie doll?
Well, they're not going to do it.
You know, they're not. It's like it's a girl.
The only males that are going to buy the Barbie dolls are going to be grown collectors. You know, like they did the Star Trek ones, like they did the X-Files ones back in the day.
Right.
It's one of those kind of things. Dave's now finished watching The Shooty Doctor with his daughter and has circled back to Eccleston. You're skipping the first 8?
his daughter might not tolerate the quality of effects, perhaps, in the older versions. Don't forget.
Oh, there we go. Dave enjoyed the show, but even he won't be buying these.
The thing is, though, I mean, I suppose if he's circling back and starting to watch it,
How the world has changed.
it's like it might help him to realise that how rubbish it is.
Well, yeah.
Well, he's well. We believe that he's ended now, hasn't he? He's ended his run. Let's get that off the screen.
Next up, Tri-Generation.
There we are. Yeah, there. I like that setup. That works. Yeah. Yeah, he's ended his run. Joe asked about it earlier, so we'll use this as an opportunity to discuss it. I haven't watched it. I've watched a few videos about it. The trend in the last couple of years for Russell T Davies seems to be, let's build up Big Bad, bring them in for the last episode of the season, have them dealt with within 30 seconds, and just talk about crap for the next 30 minutes. He's done it twice now, last year with Sutek. This year he really went to town. He did it with the Rani, and he did it with Omega, who was literally on screen for 30 seconds, apparently, before they dealt with him. They shot him. The Doctor shot him.
The Doctor shot him. Interesting.
Yes. Omega, who was a fantastic villain in the 70s and reappeared once in the 80s in not as a popular or fondly look back on episode, but I like it myself. And he was a man in a mask. Now he's a great big massive amorphous CGI monstrous skeleton.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Don't know how that happened. With no mind. There's no thinking behind him. This is the guy who invented time travel.
Oh.
He was mindless. It was just, monstrous. Don't know what's going on there. And yeah, dealt with within 30 seconds. So what's the point? What's the point?
Indeed.
But obviously it had an adverse effect on the Doctor because then he had to regenerate. The clips are all over YouTube, all over Facebook, so you can go and watch them. Joe actually sent me one of these clips.
Sorry, he had to regenerate because he shot someone.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
No, I saw a small clip which implied that he had to somehow do a sort of time vortex continually rebooty thing by using some of his regeneration energy.
That he's been carrying around for 2.5 years. Okay. Yeah. So and then he regenerates, and during the regeneration, which he goes to stand at the TARDIS door to fire his regeneration energy out into space. So if there's ever going to be another series, I wonder if that's going to lead to something. His energy has created something. I don't know. Maybe it's brought back half the galaxy that was wiped out with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor in Flux. And maybe it regenerates that. I don't know. And then the energy sort of covers his whole face. It doesn't change though, but through the energy comes Billy Piper. To which she says, "Oh, hello." Very similar to that, actually. So yeah, apparently she's been touted as the 16th Doctor. Though in the credits it just said introducing Billy Piper, but did not go on to say as the 16th Doctor like it usually does with all the others. Oh, I was wrong. Apparently it was 5 minutes of screen time. But he's not dead. He just got pushed back into his void. Okay, fair enough. The giant monster was explained on the show. It's the myths and legends that has manifested into the monster. So it's not Omega. It's someone's imagination of Omega.
Perhaps it's an id monster.
Oh. What was the reason he regenerated then, Dave?
Because even Shooter recognised how terrible this show was. Yeah. They thought, I'm jumping ship because this is awful.
Oh, God, no. What we're talking about, Doctor Who. Yeah, no. Big CGI monster. Was not quite Omega. God, it was so bad. Okay. So not quite Omega because it was someone's imagination of him. Okay. Saving a child. He regenerated while saving a child. The man that has saved planets, civilizations, the galaxy itself, hundreds, thousands of times over. A child is the death of him.
Well, a death.
No, I'm just...
Okay.
Who cares?
No,
Who cares?
It's been out a week.
Who cares?
What are we talking about today? Well, we've just finished the news, actually. Yeah, we're an hour in.
Yeah, we're an hour in.
One whole hour.
Stuck on an irrelevant show.
Don't worry, no one's going to watch it.
No.
His child. No, it's not his child, though, is it?
No.
That's one thing I am aware of. The child in the show is not actually his.
Because apparently...
Is it not an imaginary child as well?
Because apparently the Time Lords are sterile. That's one thing I picked up on. Apparently in the show, someone tells them that Time Lords can't have children, that they're sterile.
Really?
Yeah.
Obviously, there've been young Time Lords pictured around the time the Master was larping around.
But then again, they're not Time Lords, are they? Because didn't Chibnall screwed all that lot up with the Timeless Child or something?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, let's be fair. I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's just it's been a dead show since End of Matt Smith, really.
Okay, then.
Anyway, are we moving on?
Yes, we will move on.
Moving on.
Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Oh, I do like to be beside the sea. That wasn't rehearsed, could you tell?
Smooth.
Yeah, all right. Moving on to the wackiness at long last. An hour in, well, I don't know. I think those Barbie dolls are quite wacky. Moving on.
Yeah, and he's whacking with a hammer.
So yeah, moving on to the wackiness. This is not something I ever expected us to be discussing, but Ed, was your idea, so go for it, mate.
Yes, right, okay. So it happened upon me while I can't remember. I think I was either cleaning one of my ears with a cotton bud, or I may have been picking the fluff out of my belly button. But it just suddenly dawned upon me, because usually at some point through the week, Gareth sends a message out to us all saying, what are we going to discuss? So I thought, right, anyway. And I came up with this idea of, because it's getting close to the summer holidays, we're now in June and, it's summertime and that. So I thought, right, well, when we go on holidays, we'll go to the beach, the seaside, or we'll go to, we may visit a theme park. And usually as kids, pick up a toy, when you're at a theme park or you're at a beach, or like I said, the seaside. So that was it, really. It was to, talk about if anyone had any recollections of a good toy they got, while they're on holiday at the beach or at a theme park. And that was it.
Yes, Dave, we had to up the ante. After talking about the latest Doctor Who stuff, we had to start thinking of something good to talk about. So, yes, Buckets and Spades are it.
Buckets and Spades.
Yeah. And there is a theme. It does stick in with what we all collect. Star Wars, we all hate sand because, well, it gets everywhere.
It's coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Yes.
And it gets into Buck Rogers Starfighters.
Oh. Is this something that you got at a beach, at Seaside?
Well, no, this will come in a little bit later on. This is more a childhood thing. But for some reason, the one of these I had did have an encounter with a sand pit, which bugged up its wing folding mechanism. I'm still bitter.
There's the connection.
45 years on.
When I was a kid, I played Hook-a-Duck and won some Beyblades. And a goldfish, if that helps. Yeah, that's the kind of memories that I believe that we're looking for.
Yeah. Definitely. But you can't get goldfish at fairs, thingy fairs anymore now.
No, it's so sad, isn't it? Yeah. Apparently it's cruel. I'm so sorry that I'm going to give this goldfish such bad experiences. I mean, it's only going to remember it for 6 seconds or 6 minutes or whichever it is. It's not going to be too traumatized, is it?
But anyway, so if you want me to, I'll go then, get mine out of the way, then we can... are you able to share my screen?
Well, you'll need to share it with me, and then I'll sub-share it.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes, that's how it works, isn't it? Sorry,
I believe it is. Yes.
It's a kind of
I
magic.
think you put it up, and then I just give permission for it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Is it? Are you supposed to get permission first before you put it up?
Oh, well, you are nowadays, but yeah.
Right, here we go. So I'm going to start with this.
Right, add to scene, and we will go.
Enlarge me. Engorge me upon the
There we
screen.
are. Okay, there we go.
Right. So,
oh, cool.
As a kid, myself, back in the day, this is a brochure, like a thingy from a place called St Agnes Leisure Park, which was at St Agnes in Cornwall. It's no longer there. It's been and gone. But this booklet is from 1980. And it was a theme park down in Cornwall, and it had like Fairy Tale Village, it had miniature buildings and things like that, and it also had like a dinosaur park, dinosaur area to it, like Lost World of the Dinosaurs. So whenever we went there, I would always get a rubber dinosaur, but I'd also get a rubber dinosaur anytime we went to the Seaside, and it's a bit of a tradition that's carried forward because my kids, when they were growing up, if they ever went out on day trips or anything like that with school, or if they went with family or friends and things like that, they would always bring me back a rubber dinosaur, bless them. Yeah. So I think I should have some pictures here. These aren't mine, but these are a selection of ones that I did have back in the day. So this is some kind
as a kid, but I love them now.
T-Rex looking kind of thing. And then I had quite a few of these smaller ones. Now, these two small ones here, the green T-Rex and the Triceratops there, the green ones. As a kid, we used to go to a place called Barmston, which is on the East Coast. And they had a little shop on the campsite. And with 20 pence, 20 of the green pence back in the day, I was able to get one of these like toy dinosaurs, and they used to do like, I'm talking like late 70s, early 80s here, they used to do these little tubs of Nutella, and you get like a little plastic spatula with it. So I'd get my toy dinosaur, my tub of Nutella, and I were away. I were a happy little chappy. And then like, this is another one that I had, which is like a really, really ugly looking T-Rex kind of thing, but hey, it's a rubber dinosaur all the same.
What year would it have been, Ed?
You what, sorry?
What year would it have been, roughly?
For what?
For when you got your dinosaurs for 20 pence.
Them, these ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, them ones there, the little greeny ones.
Yeah, your 20 pence ones.
Yeah, it'd probably been about anywhere between 78 to 82.
Okay, we'll go in 1980.
Why? What we're looking up?
He's obviously hunting in something somewhere.
No, I just want to see what it would be.
What would
money?
Oh, right.
The equivalent of about 86 pence.
86p now.
Adjusted for inflation, yes.
Yeah. So there we go. So yeah, we'll go. Yeah. Sorry. So there's some dinosaurs. Yeah. So these were some of the ones I had as well. Like I said, but I haven't got them now. Oh, right. Sorry. No, go. Right. So if I
Good
go.
night, Dave.
Yeah, that's how we felt, Dave, when Doctor Who was on.
Yeah. That's how Phil feels when you're talking about Transformers on a Sunday.
And then there were another theme park in Cornwall, which was called. Now this is kind of as well what kind of stemmed it as well for me was this place in Cornwall. Back when this brochure's from '84. And it was called the Aero Park, and they had lots of like old Cold War aircraft there, that you could like walk around and look in and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It shut down. I didn't know, but it was shut down and closed in November last year, and it was quite sad, actually, because it was a really nice. Oh, that's some antifreeze. That's what
I've been looking up.
Yeah,
that's what Elfie got on holiday.
A nice big bottle of antifreeze.
That could have been something so different.
Yes, that is Concorde, Dave. They had a Concorde at Aero Park. They also had
you can zoom in.
You what, sorry?
You can zoom in.
He has the power of the zoom.
I have, yes. Because I'm not restricted by Mr. Jobs. So yeah, anyway. So
I think it's more me not knowing what I'm doing.
We'd go to Aero Park.
I can zoom.
And whenever I went to Aero Park, I'd always get an Airfix kit. And it would either be a Spitfire or it would be a Mosquito. And, those are, so those were like the toy kind of things when we go to theme parks and go on holiday and stuff like that. And I will give an honourable mention too. It was 1 year, this probably would have been maybe 70, this probably could have been about 78, maybe 79. We went to a place called Lew, which is in Cornwall, Lew and Polperro. And it's where I got my Palatoy talking R2-D2.
Ah.
I got that one holiday. That was my big holiday toy. Was that for one particular year? I think that would have probably been about maybe 78 or 79. Someone would have to look to see when that Palatoy talking R2 came out. I think it was early-ish. I don't think it was any later than 80. But anyway, so yeah, that's my my contribution there for the toy thingy. You know what I mean? The Seaside toy things and that. So that's me. Right, how do I close this screen?
78 was the Palitoy R2-D2.
78, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'd have been about 4 or 5. So yeah, that tracks does that.
Cool.
So there we go. And that's why Andy, the Brontosaurus, the Diplodocus, is out.
I understand.
Obviously,
I'm glad you said that and not me.
Yeah, I know. I had the song. There was a song in the early 80s called Brontosaurus.
I've got this thing. I saw this comment that Dave made. I do like Concord. You won me back. And considering his fascination with coconuts, I can't help thinking that he should change his YouTube channel to Concords and Coconuts. I just think it rolls off the tongue.
Or Conconut.
Conconuts. I won my first plush from a claw machine at the Seaside, a Simon Chipmunk. Excellent. Very good. Martin did earlier as well tell us that he got Smurfs, I believe.
Yes, Smurfs.
You used to get Smurfs on holiday at the coast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there used to be, where I grew up, there used to be a petrol station called National, and it had the logo for it was Thor. It was Thor's head, with the winged helmet and stuff. Yeah. And if you spent so much on petrol, you used to get a free Smurf.
Me.
And so all the Smurfs that I had as a kid came from this petrol station, Bailey Brothers petrol station.
All the ones I had came from a petrol station as well, but it was my uncle's petrol. None of us drove. And Ben got a TY Beanie Bear from a 2p machine. Yeah. They put £82.60 in the machine.
Always arcades at the Seaside.
Dave remembers donkey rides, arcades, and sticks of rock. He doesn't remember buying toys.
Fair enough.
Do you have any wonderful Seaside memories of toys then, Andy?
Well, I'm a little bit tricky in that regard because I lived by the sea.
I thought you were going to say you lived under the sea. Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
No, but
on occasion, when Andy is wetter, under the sea.
But we did used to go to Anglesey from time to time. And I've been thinking about this quite hard, actually, trying to think what I picked up when I went to Anglesey. And we definitely got kites from time to time, not very successfully. I got a cap gun, I remember. Because for some reason, only in Anglesey could I find the paper sort of ammunition for cap guns that fit my cap gun. Like, you could get those little plastic kind of 8 cap ones as well, but I had the white and tab ones that had the paper rolls. That had little bits in them, and so I had that. But I also have a very, very clear memory of picking up my Gatchman God Phoenixes from Anglesey. It's very distinct. In the bedroom that I was staying in Anglesey, I remember playing with this. It's really weird, really clear childhood memory. So I can only imagine that it had one of those sort of news agency type shops or something that sold all this incredible stuff, which for some reason I hadn't previously picked up. Because not only did I get that one, I also got this. And this is probably going to disintegrate, but so I got the bigger Gacha Spartan one as well.
Right.
And again, I associated that very much with Anglesey and probably being next to a golf course in Anglesey for some reason. My dad golfed. We did sort of pitch and putt together from time to time, stuff like that. But for some reason, that's what I really sort of link Anglesey with in my head. But also near me, we had newsagents because, as I said, we were on the edge of the coast, and newsagents would have wacky stuff. So I remember seeing an Astro Magnum. Didn't pick it up, but there was an Astro Magnum in one of the Seaside in my little village. But I also used to get these little guys from these newsagents as well, so little sort of robot pencil toppers and stuff.
Yeah.
So they were cute as well. But of course, at that point in time, I just thought it looked a bit like Dax from Starfleet. I had no idea that it was based on Mazinger or anything else, or Grendizer or whatever, which I think they were. So, just quirky little things like that, really. But yeah, and also those. Do you remember those little planes that you could get in little packets? They were just like very bendy material, and they had a little plastic propeller that you stuck on the nose of.
The foam ones.
You go zoom like that, and they were great. They went quite a long way. They'd snap in less than a day. Yeah, like them. Very good.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
Yes, and that was that for some reason I associate with holidays as well.
Yeah.
But the other thing I remembered just now, as you were talking about stuff, Ed, was we also used to go to the Lake District year on year. That was like our family holiday things. My dad did not fly. Full stop. That wasn't a thing. So we used to go to the Lake District a lot. But the last time I was there still was a really good toy shop just up from Lake Windermere in Bowness. And I remember very clearly picking up metal Ertl planes from there.
Right.
So I had a big B-1 bomber, I had an SR-71 Blackbird, I had all sorts. And it would be my tradition, like every year, to go back to that toy shop and try and pick up another Ertl aircraft, because that was the era in which things actually stayed in shops for more than 5 seconds.
He's on about.
So, they sold them for years. So I could go back almost every single time and pick that sort of stuff up. So, yeah, it's not quite Seaside, but Lakeside at least. So, yes.
We're in a parachute.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
See, when this subject was broached...
Bouncy balls.
Yeah, bouncy balls, definitely, yeah. When this subject was broached, I obviously took it far too literally. Because I was genuinely thinking, are we really going to have a segment where we're talking about buckets and spades and those windmill things? And I was like, really? And then I was desperately trying to think of something along those lines. And the only thing I could think of is that I did have a bucket and spade, and every time we went to the Seaside, I wanted to get a new bucket and spade, and I wanted one of those square-shaped ones.
Yes.
Where it was a square-shaped castle.
Had turrets.
With the turrets in the four corners. And it was always, no, you've got a bucket and spade. You don't need a new bucket and spade. And I was like, but I want to build them sandcastles. I don't want to build these ones. I want to build them ones. And I still never got one of those buckets and spades. Right. So, yeah, I took it far too literally, didn't I? I mean, the only toy that seems to... In those arcades and things like that, there were always loads of things that you'd win. You'd get those little gemstone type things, off the 2p machines. And rubbers, erasers. Just in case you're thinking I'm looking through the beach for Johnny's. Erasers. You get the sort of like the flat white ones. Sometimes you were lucky and they were black with printing on one side. And those I always felt were the really cheap ones, but then you could get the shaped ones, the moulded shaped ones. I used to get a lot of them. And the only toy that I can really think of that I think came from the Seaside, which was probably Scarborough. I couldn't tell you the brand of it. It's possibly Siku. It was a fire engine about this long.
Yeah.
And it weighed a ton. And it fascinated me because on top of it, it was a strange shaped fire engine by our standards. It's probably very common over in Germany, or France or wherever it was. But it had like a little thing on the front of it that would pivot back and forth, like white plastic. And then on top of it, it had these, I think it was 4 caps that would flip open on top of it. And I would spend hours just flipping those caps open and closed, open and closed, open and closed. Had big chunky plastic wheels. It were all solid metal otherwise. And on the side of it, at the bottom, it had these opening segments, like little storage compartments.
Oh, yeah.
But it were a fantastic little toy. And I've got one very similar to it in the shop now as well. And I do keep looking at it and thinking, I had one of them. I'm nicking it, and I'm like, no, Gareth, stop it. You don't collect die-cast.
Much. You only get modern die-cast. Yeah.
And I'm going to put it up because Phil's mentioned it like 3 times now. Kites, crab lines.
Yes. Kites and crab lines. You can't beat kites and crab lines.
What? This is lost on me. What's this?
What? Crab lines?
Yeah.
It's what you use to catch crabs.
Oh, right. What's it got to do with kites then?
No, kites and crab lines. He's just left a comma out of there.
You don't fly a kite and have a line attached to the kite to catch crabs with. That's not a thing.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what is this thing?
No, usually it'd be like a wooden frame, like sort of like 2 bars across and then 2 down with your line on, and then you'd have like a circular lead weight and then like a metal bar that come off it with a hook on, and you'd put like your bait on it. Usually it'd just be like chunks of dried mackerel or something like that, and you'd go crab lining off the harbour wall.
Right.
And basically you'd catch a crab and put it in your bucket, with a bit of seawater in, and then like you pick them out and look at them and then you just throw them back in the sea.
Oh, right, you wouldn't eat them.
No, because they're only tiddlers that you'd catch. Yeah, they're only little ones.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and then like I said, kites. Yeah, you'd always get. For some reason, every kite that I got at the beach, it would always have the print of an eagle on it.
Yeah, that is not what I was going at. And I'll have you know that when I used those 2P machines, they didn't give out tickets. There were none of this ticket crap like all these amusements now, all giving out tickets. No, there were none of that. There were none of that. You won some or you didn't. None of this, we need to try and get them back in again tomorrow while they're still on holiday so they can spend a fortune and walk out with 5-penny sweets at the end of it.
Wait for it.
Box of soldiers, says Mario.
Under the sea. I've got that song in my head now.
Oh, seashell and crab moulds were the highlights for Dave. Okay.
Crab lines. I used to love going crabbing.
Rattle magnets. Oh, you mean that? Yes, I know. Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah. I used to sell them. I did. Not exactly the Seaside, but once got some Britain space from a sports shop in Brighouse. Well, that's certainly not the Seaside. I've actually found some little Britain spacemen in the shop today.
Oh yeah, cool.
Fed up with hearing about diecast now, says Dave.
I've actually got it just jogged my memory. I've got a Seaside Britons photo.
Oh really?
If you want to enlarge me on the screen.
I want to enlarge you. I don't know if it's that kind of show.
Enlarge me, Gareth. Enlarge me. Engorge me. Engorge me.
Maximize.
So here we go. Yeah. So this is. I'm just trying to think what year this will be. This is probably about 82, I think. And this is me with my dad and my granddad. But my dad is inspecting a Britain's helicopter that I'd picked up. There we go. You might not be able to see it, but yeah, that's the.
You've shown this before, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the Britain's helicopter, which is the army one. It was like the green one with the orange blade, the yellow blades, and it had like 2 stretchers at either side.
Mm-hmm.
And that photo was taken at Penzance. No pirates were involved. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, Martin just jogged my memory there when he mentioned Britons.
Not Big House, no.
Not Brighouse. No. I've been to Brighouse. Nothing against Brighouse. But no Britons were purchased at Brighouse for me.
Oh, Martin actually had that toy and he mentioned it today.
Oh, the chopper.
Get
to the chopper.
I'm now looking for it.
You've got a window open at the bottom of the screen here.
I have, yes, because we're going to be moving on to something else, aren't we?
Are you wanting to show something?
I'm not wanting to show that now, no.
Right.
That's part of what else we're going to discuss.
I see.
Yeah, so if we move on, I don't know if I made a banner for this.
That can't be me.
Oh, actually, no, there's still something else to talk about yet, isn't there? Oh, blimey. Jesus. Okay. Andy, this one's yours. I'll let you go for it.
This was Mr. Andy's.
Sorry, I was looking at random pictures there. Yeah,
I was going to say, that I had no contribution to tonight's chat, but then the first hour was spent on the news that I sourced.
You're all right. It's all right. Yeah, so this was a funny one that came to me this morning because I'd found a site which had a lot of very sort of, it wasn't really sort of like a toy site. It was just kind of a general kind of very wide, broad sort of old stuff kind of site. But then it took me right back to sort of Gareth's gone bye. Okay.
What's up with him?
Because he's read
what?
Basically, he thinks you've got anything and everything in your vault. Basically,
can I help it if I'm just well versed in in whatever that may crop up?
I'm going to go for well endowed there, but
No, Ben's trying to test it. Thomas the Tank Engine, Fireman Sam, Postman Pat. If he pulls out an Urkel Postman Pat van now.
No, I think that's Benjamin's toddler toy.
Oh right, okay. I thought he was testing the waters.
Anyway, let Andy finish his
Andy
finish his monologue.
So my thought process here was just sort of what the things that imprinted on you when you were little. Which toys just take you straight back to a very, very early point, which is like, maybe one of your really earliest memories that you have. What do you sort of connect with when you see it again, or you sort of feel it again? Because I remember the first time that I started building Lego with my son, and that was so strange because just the feel of it.
Have a son. It was like, who are you? There was this random child.
He's going to go again now. Careful.
But I'm going to go up and get a child.
It was just the feel of sort of clicking the bricks together. It was just really weird. It took me straight back. It was just really, really odd.
Yeah.
So the thought process I was having was just sort of, what's the earliest kind of type of toy or whatever? What was the first thing I sort of remember distinctly actually sort of playing with? And, I was thinking of things like sort of Tente, but then I thought I must have been quite old when I was doing Tente because it takes a certain amount of dexterity to put it together, so I was sort of thinking further back, and then obviously things like the Phoenix and stuff, I was thinking that must have been fairly early because I remember I was quite little at that point when I had that. But then I was thinking further back, and do you remember the Magic Roundabout?
Mm-hmm.
And I had this sort of this Dougal. Do you remember Dougal? I think it was from Magic Roundabout, but I could like sit on it. It was like a sort of almost like a rocking horse type thing. Yeah. And I think I
had a Dougal that I could sit on as well, but my father would have got into an awful lot of trouble if I did.
Come on.
You know what euphemism is, so I'm just gonna let that go and carry on. My nice story about things that we remember fondly from our childhoods that weren't.
Pay attention.
Yeah, but then you started talking about sitting on Dougals.
But then I grabbed things like this to be helpful and initiative. So like,
I need to remember that my daughters are subscribers.
yeah. Anyway, yes. So Corgi Juniors. I mean, those for me are very, very sort of formative. I must have had one of these when I was very little, because as soon as I saw one of these, I immediately had to grab one. Because I just thought, yeah, I mean, I must have played with these for hours.
Because you needed the fisting power of Superman to sit on your Dougal.
Just stop it, you. So this is definitely one of my very early memories. Is this little Joker band? I don't know why, but it's just even sort of just the shape of it just takes me right back to being very, very little. Things like Britain Space. Even this, because I remember getting this in a packet. And I remember I have a very clear memory of being in the garden of my parents' second house and their current house. When I got this, I think. So again, for me, that's like a core childhood memory, is getting that in a packet, and I can just picture it. But I mean, in terms of I remember I had one of those Fisher Price pull along telephones.
Yeah. I've still got mine.
So
I'm not going to go get it, Dave.
Of course. So I remember that quite clearly.
Yours?
But I also remember some random stuff that my dad had, because he was a GP and he used to get really random free gifts from all the drugs companies. So he'd have these sort of little sort of
these enemas.
No, but little he'd have sort of liquid in a sort of perspex box, but it'd be coloured. And the colour drops would sort of drip down into the bottom of it. And just like and that used to mesmerise me for hours when I was little. Just all these random stuff that he'd get, like that. But it was great fun to get stuff like that, and it was free, so I couldn't you couldn't knock it.
How else would he be able to run off and show you it if he didn't keep it?
Exactly. So remote controlled like Night Riders and stuff like that. That was probably a little bit later on. That's not really Toddler era. It's difficult. I suppose it is difficult. I mean, I definitely had some stickle bricks, so I'm not sure if that was in school or at home. Probably a little bit of Duplo, maybe.
Fuzzy felt, yeah?
Yeah, fuzzy felt. Yeah, definitely.
You can't go wrong with a fuzzy felt.
No. And Capsella was quite early as well, actually, I think, when I had Capsella. But again, it can't have been that early.
No, I think Capsella I think it was probably post 84 or around about 84.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, Toddler toys for me. I mean, the one that sticks out for me really is it's probably where my love of translucent plastic comes from. To be fair,
I was going to go on about that helicopter again.
Yes, this helicopter clock. It was a clockwork helicopter. It was like translucent, like orange yellow plastic at the back. The cockpit area was white plastic with like blue windows, and you used to wind it up, and the blade.
The irony, Joe.
And it's it'll trundle along, and I loved that thing. And I even now I still go on eBay every now and again trying to look to see if I can find one, and I've not found one yet. I live in hopes, but I mean, to be fair, the earliest toys I can remember, like toddlerish wise, is that helicopter, but also stuff like it were Action Men, and then also me Remco Spider-Man.
Oh yes, yeah.
That's and I mean I had which I still have them. They're not here. They're around at my mum's house. These big, like squeaky, like. I suppose like kind of like a bit more flexible than a blown vinyl, but like a vinyl plastic squeaky orange elephant like that, which I'd play with for hours and hours, like as a young kid. Is Gareth laughing at what's Dave put?
Like all small boys, I played with myself in Woolly's calf, and me mum had to tell me off because it was bothering Doreen on table 2.
Is that from a film or a TV programme? That sounds very familiar.
It's just the idea of playing with yourself in a calf. While some stuck-up old woman's going, What might I say? Those shaped bricks and pull trolley. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I do remember that sort of stuff. Shape sorters. Are you going to watch the new He-Man movie? Let me decide upon that when I've seen a trailer.
So, yeah. Anything toddler-wise for you, Gareth?
There's a toy that I do remember playing with very early on. It was a bath toy, strangely enough.
All right.
It was. I had two, but the one I remember most is a frog. There was a pink fish, like a pink fish with a white belly. I believe they came as a 2-pack, and that's why I had two of them. And the other one was a green frog with a white belly as well. I seem to remember the frog was wearing yellow glasses for some bizarre reason. Don't know. And you would open their mouth, and they would each have a little fish in their mouth. You'd pull the fish, it was on a string, length of string.
Yeah.
And then when you let go of it and let go of the frog or the fish, in the case of the fish, the tail would flap.
Right.
So it would swim to catch the fish and eat the fish. And same with the frog, only that it was the legs that opened and closed to do the frog swim. I remember those quite fondly. Like I say, particularly the frog. But yeah, lots of people have mentioned die-cast cars. I've made no bones about this. As a kid, it was all die-cast cars for me until I started collecting toys. And this is actually one that I would have had as a kid. Not this one. Mine was it wasn't battered, because I looked after my toys, but it would have been a little bit more play-worn than what this one is. However, I don't remember mine turning yellow. This Donald Duck is a little bit jaundiced. But yeah, I had this. I had the Mickey Mouse one. There were some smaller ones. These ones were Matchbox, but I believe there was some by Corgi, which was Tom and Jerry and Bugs Bunny and stuff like that. I had loads of them. And then obviously actual just model toy cars.
Right.
I had lots of them. But yeah, obviously I had a tub of Stickle Bricks. I had a tub of Lego. Big, massive box full of toy cars and a huge crate full of toy cars. And trucks. I remember having a Corgi, I think it was a Volvo Transporter, Globetrotter, it said across the top of it, I believe. And it was like a sky blue and white. And you could put cars on the back. It had two trailers. One trailer would connect to the other trailer. And
drag.
Yeah. It would really annoy me when I had a car that wouldn't fit. And you're like, ugh. Displaying my OCD from such an early age. But yeah, I had the... Andy wants to share something now. I had the...
Check this out.
Sort of like the little white and brown wooden dog that you would pull along on wheels.
Can you zoom in on that one, Andy?
Yeah, I can. Can you see that? Now,
I had that tractor. I had that. That was a Matchbox tractor, was that? And the snow scoop at the front would detach. That would like slide, push up, and it'd come off.
I didn't even realize I had these, but I think my my ex-wife got these as my sort of for my 40th. A little childhood pictures of me. Yeah. There's a Royal Mail post box there. Yeah, I remember that Porsche. I think it was a pullback Porsche.
Take care, old friend.
See you later. That just zoom in again, Andy. That truck. I also had that truck. That's a Scammell. That's an old Scammell truck, and it's with a low loader. And
yeah,
those yellow. They were like oil drum.
Oh,
taps.
Mario, were you really that poor?
So that Scammell.
Or are you just a cat?
I think that particular one came with a red tractor, I think, that used to go on the back.
Oh, yeah. There's like a shape sorting thing here on the right as well. Can you see that table?
Oh, yes.
And down here, there's a rather intriguing, what looks like a Corgi box.
Yeah, that's a Corgi box indeed.
I bet that's... I wonder if that's for the tractor then. I wonder if it's a Corgi, not a Matchbox.
Oh, well, possibly. Or so a Corgi, something else that's not in shot.
Well, there's another Corgi box directly underneath it, which I reckon is for the truck.
Yeah, I bet they're Corgis.
Yeah. Guys, it's like archaeology, this, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's good archaeology.
And that says play something, but I can't
Play
quite make
school,
out.
that
Play
says.
school.
Play
Yeah.
school. Is that a projector of some kind?
I don't know. It's certainly something, isn't it? But
see, now that has just brought something back to me that I had, because I had all the Thomas the Tank Engine trains, which at the time, Thomas the Tank Engine, you were stuck with Thomas, Edward, Henry, Gordon, James, Percy, Diesel, Duck, Annie and Clarabelle, and the Troublesome Trucks, and that was it at the time. Whereas now there's hundreds of different trains. But yeah, I can actually remember all the ones I had, and that's all there was at the time. And then I remember them bringing out others like Terrence. Oh, I had Bertie Bus as well.
I regret this one. Here we go, ready.
And he's got some more to show us. There you go. And his Spider-Man costume.
Now, which of these is me?
You're the one that's got shoes on with shorts.
You're the one with the skirt on.
But look what the lady with the skirt is got in her hand.
A lightsaber.
It's a lightsaber, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a laser sword.
That was probably my first lightsaber. With a bright red hilt for some reason. No idea why. That Spider-Man costume used to be mine. That was my cousin borrowing it, I think, if I remember rightly.
I mean, I like the touch of the red wellies. That's a good touch.
It's pretty authentic, I think.
But like I say, come on, Andy. Shoes with shorts.
I was young. Shut up. It was like. I mean, that's really early. That's my parents' first
call the Fat Controller the Fat Donut.
We had this huge wall. I remember it. Like really, the retaining wall was like humongous. Yeah, so you couldn't lose any balls in that garden at all because you'd have to be trying very hard to get them over to next door.
But I was saying some of the toddler toys that I do remember having now. There's all the Thomas trains, but there was also, and it's that play school thing that you've just showed that brought it back to me. Then it was probably about so long. Took a couple of D-sized batteries, put a light out, and you put paper slides in the side of it, and you would put the slides up on the wall. Then it was a Thomas the Tank Engine projector.
So it's like a Viewmaster, but you can project it, basically.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. I had that. I also had, it was all Thomas the Tank Engine. I had a torch, a little blue torch with a handle on the top, and there was a face of Thomas painted on the front of the torch so that you would have Thomas's face on your wall. Well, if you put it at an angle and it shaped it out, it was quite terrifying.
When Thomas goes wrong.
Yeah, it was quite terrifying.
Andy, I'm sorry, Andy. I'm going to confuse you now. Yeah, okay. I've just been having a quick look. Yes, they did look like corgi boxes, but that I was right. That Scammell is a matchbox.
All right. So you had the corgis beside those.
So I knew it was because I did have it, and if I can share this.
I also remember very clearly having a white ride-on police bike, plasticky thing. But that was when I was in that old garden that's reminded me of it. Because I remember being on it in that little garden.
There we go.
Oh, Super Kings, okay.
So there you go. Yours is the one that's at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, but yours was in green.
Isn't that funny? Because I've got another Super Kings thing that I remember from childhood, which I've picked up again. It's like a tow truck. And that's Super Kings as well. But this just goes to show, I mean, this is what was in our toy shops back in the day, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I had all three of them back in the day. That was a Mercedes truck. That was also a Mercedes. And then that was a Massey Ferguson tractor. Anyway,
cool.
Sorry, I just wanted to let you know, Andy, while it was up on my screen there. So there we go. Are we? Are we doing? I'm just looking at the time. Have we other stuff to get on with?
We have, yes. Because I was also going to discuss actual wacky toys. Toys that I think are a bit wacky. So we've had Seaside stuff, we've had Toddler stuff, which is something I really weren't expecting us to ever talk about on here. So I actually had a little look around to see what I could find that was genuinely wacky. And these are the things that came up straight away. And I do remember having them multiple times as a kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were brilliant with these. Magic worms, I believe they were called.
Yeah.
Yes.
Invisible fish line.
Yeah. And look, I can zoom.
You can zoom.
These Foo Fighters, which for some reason seem to have become absolutely massive now.
Yeah.
And are demanding stupid prices, and I champion the idiots that are willing to pay it. Go for it. Go for it.
No, I remember seeing those when Leicester were doing their first series. I remember seeing those, and they were thinking they were really excited about them. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I can remember these selling for £2 or £3 a piece. There weren't anything special. Nobody particularly liked them, and now everybody's got to have them because it's part of that gross out 90s era.
I'm going to say they look very much in a similar style to the California raisins.
Yeah. They were cool, actually, California raisins. Yes, Dave, Willy Beast is definitely a wacky toy. So, yeah, there was that. Crash test dummies. I just think the idea of toys that are supposed to be thrown against a wall and designed for that.
Yeah.
Cars that are designed to be smashed. I think that is wacky. But my favourite always was, and I've had this a few times, I have always liked this one. It's got to be the wackiest of the lot, and that's a baby in a pram.
Right.
Oh my god!
Kill the baby!
Martin was mentioning something. I can't remember the name, but it was a small blue die-cast vehicle with tracks and a compass thing in the front. It was weird.
Yeah,
those Matchbox Explorer.
Yes,
isn't it?
Yes,
I've got one of those downstairs somewhere. I think.
That's all I've actually got to show you. But can anyone else think of any wacky toys? I mean, I think the Mad Balls probably go up there. To be fair, they were quite.
Yeah. I don't know. I was a bit probably too logical really to get completely bonkers thing. I mean, like garbage.
Too sensible with his shoes and shorts. I'm not having those.
Your Spider-Man friend looked really sad.
Oh,
apparently. So yeah, can't remember the name, but it was a small blue die-cast vehicle with tracks. Yeah. It's definitely that.
It was sad because it was stapled into it.
Enlarge. Can remember playing with Monster 500 cars.
Monster 500.
What's those? See, you're the youngest among us, Josh. What are those? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your reference point is completely different to ours. It's funny, isn't it?
Yes, I've been in a bumper car, Joe.
Yes.
Aliens in an egg and the myth of them getting pregnant. I remember that in the 90s, all those egg things. There were seahorses, there were aliens, there was all sorts. Brought on by the success of the X-Files, of course.
I remember sand sculpture things. Do you remember seeing those? Yeah.
The Ring Raiders. They are pretty wacky. I mean, there's also those sort of like little jelly men that you would throw at the wall and then they'd go through.
And they flop out. Yeah.
Down your windows.
Yeah.
They were great.
Do you remember? I don't know what these were. They were a bulb, like a bouncy ball at the core, but then they had lots of very sort of wibbly wobbly strands coming off them. And I remember the feel of
Koosh balls.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a blue and pinky purple one of them. They were great. Yeah. Every so often they try and bring them back.
Do they? Yeah.
Ben can remember these Monster 500. Okay. I'll have to look at them. I used to like the Matchbox Monster in my pockets. I've got a few at the shop. I do quite like the barcode battler. Yeah, I can remember wanting one of those because the idea of playing a game off your mum's hairspray was brilliant. Every barcode was apparently a different video game. I never got one. Again, that just like Mr. Frosty, went on my Christmas list every year while it was in the Argos catalogue, and I never got one.
Mr. Frosty.
Apparently, they were a load of rubbish.
They were. They never worked.
No, I'm on about the barcode battler.
Oh, right.
Slinkies. Oh, Slinkies are right.
Slinkies, yeah. Slinkies were great.
Who remembers that Power Grove?
Glove, I'm guessing.
No, he means Grove.
A grove?
Yeah,
Okay.
Power Grove. I don't know.
No.
No, don't know. Don't know.
Remember my Star Trek communicator? I had that when I was relatively little. Mr. Spock communicator.
I suppose the only thing left to discuss now, let's move on nice and quickly from that one, is Show Us Your Bits. What we got to see this week. Andy, you said you were prepared for this one, so you're going first, sir.
All right, then. Pew, 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 pew. Anyone?
Yep, Space 1999.
Very good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that design's been used in something else then.
Very probably. Kill.
Probably Doctor Who. It's reminding me of a Doctor Who thing. So it's probably Doctor Who.
Yeah, those both are very good for the dyslexic members of the team.
No, okay. This is 3D printed.
Is it really?
Yeah, I just randomly got it. I thought the guy who did it was obviously doing lots of stuff. Like you could get like a Blake 7 transporter bracelet and stuff as well.
Right.
And I just thought I'm just gonna have a look at it. Yeah. And I actually think it's pretty decent. I mean, it's not perfect build quality wise, but it feels solid in the hand.
Thank you.
You know, so it's quite a little fun piece. And I've got a really slapdash to do tomorrow, but I can't remember whether or not there was actually a proper toy of these in the day.
I can't recall one.
I don't know. I've seen something similar, but I can't remember if they actually did this.
I can see what you mean there.
Instead of pew pew, but of course that is what Ezra has a pew pew.
It's a pistol as well as Ezra's. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Ezra, the design of Ezra's lightsaber.
This is on a stand, by the way.
Is more like Ulysses 31's weapon. In fact, it's a direct rip-off of that because it looks just identical to it. But anyway, what else you got, Andy?
Well, this was the only other thing that was most of you have probably already seen this, but look at the golden shininess.
Yeah, as that. Don't drop it.
It's gold.
It's gold.
That's the when they were ferrying special dignitaries.
Don't drop it, because if you do, I will be forced to say, "You broke your little ships."
Yeah.
Yes, and that would be a correct reference. Yes, we all understood that reference. Yeah.
So you'll have to forgive me, Andy, because I've not watched the video yet. But is there any particular reason as to why it's gold?
Because it wanted to spawn the topic that I was going to have tonight about limited editions.
So you might have to get it out again next time.
Okay. Yeah, that was basically to celebrate the fact that Next Generation had been going for 7 years, but it has a bit of a sort of... It's got a bit of an identity crisis because they didn't paint it entirely gold like the ones in the Ready Room, in Picard's Ready Room, in both the D and the E. Because they wanted it to be a toy and playable as well still. So it still does the light up and the sounds, but technically it ought to be completely gold with no stickers. Right. But they slammed the two ideas together.
Not yet.
Okay.
But this is just basically one that I'd never seen come up before. And it's from them, and I actually got it from Dewsbury, so I had to go out to Dewsbury to go and collect it because I'm an idiot. And then I got a puncture, and it was a pain. But anyway, so I swept in, grabbed this, and then went home again. I haven't got my puncture fixed. But there were only 50,000 of them, apparently, allegedly. So, well, it's all relative, isn't it? So, yeah. That was me. That was it, really, for my pickups, because my other pickups were exciting things like shelves. to put into TOLFs to reorganise stuff and actually put more stuff on display. So not quite as exciting to show off. So that's
Okay.
it.
Ed?
Right, yep. Do you want to share the screen then now, Gareth, please? Right then. Before I start, I will say, yeah, I'm not one for bandwagons. However,
Blockies.
no.
Diecast.
No. Well, no, we'll see. Right, here we go. Are you ready? There we go. I don't. Are you getting the sound there, or is it just a picture?
We got a bit of sound, and it's gone now, and it can stay gone.
I'll get rid of the sound. Right. So, yeah, with all the die, this is all you are getting from me on the diecast front. I am not going any further than this. But with the diecast thing going off, this is, I would say, this is probably 1978. I had a cousin who had these police still 1/25th scale diecast cars, and he had this Mini, he had a Volkswagen Beetle, and he had a Fiat, and they were all done up to be like rally cars. So that's if you stay with the screen sharing.
You've just taken it off.
I haven't. Just hang on a minute.
I like how you reproduced Gareth's colour scheme there as well.
There we go. If you want to share the screen there. So yeah, so these are just some close-up images of it. So yeah, so my cousin had these police still 1/25th scale cars, and I coveted them. It was just like I always wanted them, but at that point, his dad used to go and work abroad occasionally, and he actually got them from Italy, where they were produced. So, like I say, he had the Mini, he had a Volkswagen Beetle, and a Fiat, and they were all done up in like rally car style. So there we go. So yeah, I just thought I did some pre-prepared images, so you could see some of the detailing on them and that, like the engines and stuff.
Love the overspray of red on the inside there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 1974. What are you going to do?
Still do it now.
The Italians, they can spray where they wish.
But it's like the door handles and stuff work, so you move the door handles to open the door.
Cool.
And thing. So what I will do is, if you want to, I'll get rid of my screen sharing thing. There we go. And what I will do is, if you want to put me up on the big screen, because I've got a few more bits to show. There we go. We'll swap.
Oh,
seamless.
There it is in the diecast.
It's quite a nice size, then, isn't it?
It's a good size. Yeah, it's big, isn't it? It's bigger than I thought it might
25th,
be.
1/25th scale.
Think I do.
So it's lovely. It's really heavy. The whole body's metal. All the underside is metal.
Yeah.
So the only plastic parts on it are the wheels and then like all the accessories. But
Cool.
yeah, so this is my contribution to diecast. It's my first and only contribution to this current trend, and I got it because it's one that I've always coveted, and I saw it, and it was cheap as chips, and I thought, right, I'm having you. My childhood itch has been scratched. So that's that. So that's one pickup. The other pickup was this one's Crash magazine.
Spectrum!
Yeah, got to have a little bit of Spectrum in there. And then finally, another itch that I've managed to scratch is the 1974 Dennis the Menace annual. So the annual from the year of my birth.
It's nice condition as well.
It is. It's lovely condition.
Yeah, minty,
I'm
minty.
really happy with that. So yeah,
It looks like a modern reprint. In fact, it's that shiny.
yeah. But no, it's
Don't open it that wide.
no, it's an old one. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so that's those were my pickups. Those are my pickups. But what I will quickly show as a point of interest, which got me thinking when I was watching Toy Me Toy You on Sunday, when they had Moth on, and he was showing these, the walkie-talkie things, the telephone, the soundwave walkie-talkie things. So I was going to show those.
Hey.
Nice.
These were a birthday gift from a friend.
They were.
I'd have to change the angle of the camera, but yeah, all nice and boxed walkie-talkies with Soundwave on. They're lovely, and they do work as well. I've had them out, and they do work. And those are from 1985 of them.
Brilliant.
Walkie-talkie communicators, and that's it. That's my bits to show this week. I'll change myself back. There we go. We're back again.
Cool.
Very cool.
I suppose that means it's me then, doesn't it?
It's you. It is you.
Okay. Well, obligatory. I've got to show the diecast, haven't I? There's a little Sonic the Hedgehog Honda Civic there by Jada. Some people have already seen this in our little groups.
Sonic one, yes.
Very cool one. I picked that up, and I also picked up, if I can find the other one. There it is, buried under a pile of Hot Wheels. Don't worry, I'm not going to be showing you all the Hot Wheels. Like I say, a pile of Hot Wheels. There was also this. Which I did get this one to go with the Explorer that I already had. I've tried taking it out of the box, but the screw is so tight I cannot undo it. And I'm like, this is for kids.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to say what I'm saying. Do you know what would be really cool?
Really cool. Go on.
Really, really cool. Do you remember the Jeep Wrangler that they made hounding for the alternators?
Yes.
If they did that as the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Yeah, that would be quite cool. Yeah, that would.
But anyway.
I don't know if I showed you this last week, but I've got the Optimus Prime at long last.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's mostly plastic, it's going to stay in the packaging. Is that one?
Is it not die-cast?
It's got a die-cast cab, so the red bit's die-cast.
Okay.
That's cheating, is that?
It is cheating. It is cheating. But it's probably how they keep the price at £2. So
right.
There's 3 that I got from Temu. Again, most people in our groups have seen it, but I'll show them because they're quite nice little models. There's Porsche there.
Oh.
Which I kind of like. These are the sizes that I would have had as a kid.
Right.
And that's one of the things I like about them, and they are pullback as well. Opening doors, and opening doors are very, very cool on a toy car. There goes the pullback action. BMW, again, it's a classic. It's a classic.
You call them pull out doors. I call them wings.
Wings, yeah, I did as a kid as well. The times I would open the doors, I'd be like, now it can fly. And the Audi Quattro. Like when I saw that they had this and the price, I think they're like £5 or £6. I was like, I'm having that. That's, yeah. And then I just picked up the other 2 to make the order up, if you know what I mean. That's the. I'm not showing you no more diecast, don't worry. But you're not getting away without some Godzilla action.
And Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, glow in the dark Godzilla. It's the 1955 Godzilla. It's another Super 7 reaction figure. And, yeah. Cool. There's also, from the same series, the Mogwira, which isn't actually from a Godzilla film. It's from Invasion of the Mysterons, I believe it's called. It's a 57 film. Now, Mogwira did come back in much, much later, I think the 90s, early 2000s, and that was in the Godzilla film. And then we've got the Victory Dance Godzilla as well. I had to have that.
Yes.
Because it's glow in the dark and it's Godzilla and it's relatively cheap in comparison to Godzilla prices. I don't know where I'm going to put them, though, because they do live round the backs in there, and they just keep dropping off the glass. I have them held up with little suction cups, but they're just dropping off. He's not with us in tonight's chat, but the reanimator who's often here, Dave, he sold this to me in the shop many months ago. And I rediscovered the bag that it was in earlier today. And I was like, oh yeah, that's meant to go home. Oh, now Gap joins us. And that's a Game & Watch Legend of Zelda.
Wow.
And yeah, I've had my eye on this for a little while, but I'm not paying the silly prices that it's now going for. And this one's in quite nice condition. And he did me a great deal on it.
Wow, that's pretty.
As you can see, I've put some batteries in it, and it is actually working. And it is showing up on camera, which is even better.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
Yeah. So yeah. And as I think probably most of you know, I've just recently finished reading the Akira series, and I had such a good time with that. I really did. And I thought, what else is there from the same era that's just as prolific? So I've got Ghost in the Shell.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick it. It's not something that's appealing to me in the same way that Akira does. But I thought, what else is there? So Ghost in the Shell it is, and it's quite a thick one. Apparently it's the complete version. I don't know how complete it is, but it's the complete version.
Cool. Nice.
It's got Ghost in the Shell, it's got 1.5, and it's got 2. So,
you might want to catch up on chat, because I believe it's someone's special day tomorrow.
Oh, is it someone's special day tomorrow? I've got a lot of chat to catch up on now then. Right, how far back are we going? I saw Richard turn up. Right, I remember Joe saying that he was going to get some NASCAR cars.
Yep. Go from there.
Hellos. We have some hellos. Gareth has gone Coco for diecast. I haven't shown you loads there. Diecast Fest. It's better than a sausage fest, depending. It's Richard's birthday tomorrow. Excellent. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow, Richard. Have you got any nice special plans? Anything fun happening? You're going to build one of those Bandai kits. So yeah, happy birthday for tomorrow from all of us. Cheers, nipple slice. I love it. Happy day of birth.
Hi, girl.
Glowing diecast. I totally agree with you. I clicked on the wrong one there. There we go. And Gap has now finally woke up. You need to go back to the beginning to see that I have seen some films, and I indeed liked them. Not recently, though. Lots of Gap hellos.
I finished Andor, by the way.
Oh, what did you think?
Yeah, it was really. Yeah. I mean, the production quality of it is just off the scale for a series. I mean, it's incredibly well done. But I was watching it thinking, how many hours did they have to put into the VFX for this? It's just bonkers,
It says it on the top there, Richard. Invasion of the Astro Monster.
I kind of guessed the ending as well, actually.
Of
Andor.
I thought you said you'd seen it. You don't need to guess.
Huh?
You don't need to guess.
No, I know, but I'd guessed before I watched it.
Oh, right, okay. I was kind of surprised at Bix.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to put any spoilers out for anyone that hasn't got there yet, because it is good, but it just made his end so much more heartbreaking.
But that's why it's clever.
Yeah, it's very, very clever. Should you read Akira soon? Read it. I don't care if you do it soon or if you do it later, but I would strongly recommend you read it. Can't think right now. Blackadder just woke up. Never mind. I answered the question. I have Fist of the North Star to get into. No, that's not one that I actually considered. I'm thinking about Berserker, but because that goes on for so long, I'm thinking maybe not. More happy birthdays. Hello to Ed.
Hi, Gap.
Yeah, Ed's trying to keep quiet because he knows you don't like it when he talks. on the talk show. Instead of champagne and caviar dreams, all Gareth dreams about is his die-cast cars and glow-in-the-dark Godzillas.
Cool.
Cheers, Ed, for the pick. Okay. Sorry, Gap was combining messages. Gap likes your shirt, Ed.
Yeah, it's the I know, but it's the BAR. It's the old BAR F1 team shirt.
Oh, okay.
British American Racing. I think it's the 2007. I think it's either 2006, 2007. Because it was when Jenson Button were racing for them. It's what became the Honda team, which then became the Braun team when Jenson won his. But the 2006 shirt, because it was when Jenson won his first race at the Hungaroring. I know it means nothing to you, but F1's a big thing for me.
I hope you're happy, Gap.
I'll have to get you in touch with
So his plans are that he's going to go to the Horror Fest on Saturday, maybe the cinema as well. Lilo and Stitch, or Stitch. Going to Leicester at the end of next week and going for a Japanese meal as well as a multiple trip to a certain shop. Oh, excellent. Very good. Very good. Gap really wants to hear your voice.
Does he now?
Well, he has his own channel and it's out there quite a lot.
You should tune into the Collector's Archive, then you can hear so much more of it.
He's very happy that it's a cool shirt and that you have a story behind it. Thanks to anyone who sent me birthday greetings. Going to step away from the chat and watch the end of the show now. Okay, cool. Well, you take care, Richard. Look after yourself, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic birthday. Gap, you missed Ed saying enlarge me.
Enlarge.
Multiple times. So yeah, I think that's... I don't think I have anything else to show. Well, I'm not going to anyway.
No,
I'm not going to. So yeah, I think that unless anything else to discuss, I think that brings us to the end. We have gone past 2 hours.
We have?
Yeah.
We have?
We have.
We have indeed.
Right, okay, this one's just for Gap. Gareth, enlarge me. Thank you. I am now fully enlarged, fully engorged by Gareth. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
That one's just for Gap.
It's only 10 p.m. Keep going. I think we've exhausted our topic of conversation, and I think we've exhausted our energy. To be honest.
Yeah. No, it's been. I think without sounding too self-serving, I think it's been a good stream this evening. I think it's been an enjoyable stream.
There was a lot of news.
There was a lot of nudes.
A lot of news.
Yeah.
A lot of news. Trust me, you don't want to see me nude. Nobody wants to see me nude.
Yeah, do not start sending Gareth nudes.
No.
Well, you can if you like. You don't want to know what I might do with them. They might be on the next council. What I would like, and nobody ever seems to do it, is I would like you to all send pictures or preferably video footage of your collections. I would love to try and put a video together, possibly a series of videos featuring people's collections. I think I've asked 6 or 7 times now in the last 2 or 3 years, and nobody's done it.
Well, why don't we then? It should be something like have a 10-minute section where it's like it's the the viewer's choice or something like that, and they send in pictures or a short video.
I would love them to, but no one ever does.
A short video of no more than 30 seconds of the latest pickups, and we can have a viewer's.
Oh, what I was getting at is I actually want to see how people have their collections displayed.
All right, to show their collection. Yeah, right,
not pickups. Yeah, but no, I think that'd be really nice, and to actually talk to people about how they've got it displayed and whatnot. A little bit of a twist on like what you and Stu and what so many other people do, where they talk about people collecting. Another twist is where you actually get to see the collection instead of just what's behind them.
Or not, as the case may be.
Andy's about to fall asleep, thanks, Gap.
No,
Andy's
Andy's already
end
he's
of stream,
got those
thank you,
glasses
dear.
with eyes on.
Ben loves the streams no matter what. He's up for nudes, all right? He's up for nudes. Just found my Shout Factory Space 1999 Blu-ray set and Space 1999 Snow Globe. Okay, there's a Snow Globe. That's good.
There's bound to be something.
It would be cool to see people's collections. See, I have the ideas. It's something I can't do though. I can't just go to people's houses and start filming their collections. Well, fair enough. I might do that if I get enough. I mean, it's like a 1 minute clip. It would be a little bit short for a full feature video. Are we limited to sharing our toy collections, Gareth, or do you want to see the other stuff? It's going to be going on the Cosmic Toy channel, so toys preferably. But if it's like Blu-rays and books and comics and other things that you collect that are related to it, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. David needs to stop being so saucy.
I don't know. I like a bit of sauciness.
Is it a saucy Dave?
I enjoy saucy flirtations. I thought you'd stepped away from the chat. By the way, just added Solomon Kane. Never seen it. Hope it's good. The actress who plays Affects the Witch will be at the York Oricon. Okay, cool. York's a touchy subject at the moment. Yeah, Solomon Kane. I've never seen it myself. There's a few versions though, isn't there? I think there's one that came out just a few years ago. Need new cabinets first. No dildos, please. Well, that would make for an interesting video. Right, okay. Has anybody got anything coming up? Andy, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I've just got a slightly ramshackle video I threw together for tomorrow night with some other pickups, in one of which you've just seen, but others you haven't. So join me for a brief chat around those tomorrow night.
Oh.
And Trek Toys as normal on Monday, although I haven't actually filmed it yet. Although I've watched some interesting auctions where those Diamond Select Enterprises went for 3 figures. So I definitely need to have a hard think about getting rid of my spares, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were unboxed as well. They were just as they were, not even working, I think, one of them. So, yeah.
Wowzers. That's very, very good.
Yeah, nice.
Fair enough. I was going to ask Ed if he's got anything coming up, but he's disappeared.
He's probably disappeared.
What do I have coming up? There's nothing until next week's video, which should be a What's New at Cosmic Toys.
All right, cool.
Because I didn't do one this week, did I? I did the Sanguinius video instead. Which, I've not even checked to see if it's been received well yet. I've no idea. And I've got lots more shorts on the way of the diecast ones that have been going up. The Doctor Who ones were received quite well. The shorts ones seem to be the diecast ones seem to be hit and miss. Some are doing gangbusters, others are getting very low views. So I don't know if it's dependent on the model of car. But I'm finding it interesting one way or another. They do shape up a little bit differently. I think at the moment you've seen ones that have all had the same music. The music will be different for each of them soon. And then the last 3 or 4 that I've done, which go out, I believe, around about the 12th, 13th, 14th of June. So probably by the time we do the next council. Factoids start appearing within the video. I'm going to keep changing it up and try and adding to them as new ideas present themselves to me, just to stop them being so boring, to be honest with you. Just a car just going round. And I want to do more than just cars as well. It's just that I've got tons of them and it's easy enough to do. But I enjoyed doing those Doctor Who ones, and I'd like to start doing some other toy ones as well. So,
cool.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Ed, are you still there or not?
Something appears to have occurred, doesn't it?
I don't know. I'm wondering whether or not Doreen's there and she's not enjoying him playing with himself or something. Have a good evening, says Garp. Be back to watch the rest of the stream. Brilliant. Spoil Sport Phil, all the best, chap. Good night, laters. This is a new series of Collector's Archive coming very soon. I think Head as a teaser. Yes, I think he does. He's probably trying to figure out a way of showing it on here.
12th of June, I believe.
Yes.
8 p.m. Thursday.
I'm looking forward to it. They've been brilliant. They've been really good. Shorts are pretty hit or miss for you. It's not just me then. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. Right, well, Ed, are you going to come back and say goodnight? No. Okay, well, on behalf of Ed, good night, everyone.
It's good night from me.
Yes, and it's good night from him, and it's good night from him. That one.
You